service because you want to get rid of these odors. Start doing something. Give them a fresh smell, fresh scent to smell and not smell the fire. All right. So the way we do that is we've got several different things here we use to help get rid of these. One of the first things you probably see when somebody goes into a, like right now, I would go into this fire, it just happened, the fire department just left, we're called out here, we go in. I would go in and start spraying this place. This is a thermal fogger. What this does is it simulates the fire. It actually blows the chemical from here to here with this hot tube to help simulate that smoke. It's heated up and it's supposed to go wherever that smoke is. Never had a problem with doing that. It always seems to work pretty good. And you can get a homeowner to say, well, it don't really smell in here anymore within the first 2 hours, you're doing a good job. All right? And then of course we either want to set air scrubbers or some type of ozone or hydroxyl. Okay? The hydroxyl here is what this is. Basically, it's got 3 different chambers to it. All right, it's got a kills bacteria, viruses, and it also kills the odor. It comes through the side here, goes through all 3 chambers. So this can actually be used on mold losses, things like that. They actually use these in a lot of hospitals that are hooked up to their HVAC units and things like that, where when it comes back through, it actually goes through this type of machine and blows back out the hospital. Of course, it goes through all 3 chambers. The last one is pushes the odor. Then it goes through the fan and blows back out, fresh air back out to the house. Another one is the ozone. This right here is not safe for anybody to be in the house because it does take out all the oxygen. There's no pets. Nobody can stay in the house when this is being used. This really doesn't get used a lot anymore in house fires where the contents and all that are staying in the house, because that means pretty much the homeowner probably going to be cleaned with either a hydroxyl or air scrubber. A lot of times these get used now on contents back to the warehouse. We have an ozone room in our warehouse. Bring those contents in, plug this up, let it sit in there for a couple of days, pull out all those odors before it goes to the cleaning room to get cleaned. And then of course we got the air scrubbers. Some people, a lot of companies abuse the air scrubbers, the ozones, and hydroxyls because you can use them in so many different ways. The air scrubbers can be used for either getting out the debris of the house and also doing the odor. But a lot of people, what I've found out is, a lot of people are charged for odor for this and odor for that, and really you're kind of doing the same thing. Okay. The air scrubbers are basically used to filter out all the particulates up in the air, get rid of all that debris that's flying around in the air, the soot that's in the air. You want to clean that and get it fresh. The way we do that is we got 3 different filters. The first filter, of course, is just a throwaway that goes in there. This is the one that catches most of all the debris. So this is going to get changed out once or twice throughout a job. And then of course you got your pleated filter here. The pleated filter is going to catch a little bit more of that, of course, whatever bypasses this, and then you got your HEPA. The HEPA is basically takes out 99.97% of all particulates. I don't know if y'all seen people charge for the filters like that on the jobs. I've seen some bills where they charge, every job they go to, they charge for the head filter. Really and truly, this filter should not get changed out but maybe every 3 to 5 fires. About how long it should last. And then by that time, by charging for the equipment for those days, the filter's paid for, so they really shouldn't be charging really for that filter. So these are just different things I've seen people abuse, the air scrubbers. Shouldn't. You can, like I said, you can also use these to get rid of the odor. They've got different filters. They've got charcoal filters and they've got odor cleansing filters. And if you see those on a job, basically it should be, none of this really should be there. Unless this fire is just a very, very bad fire and it's just got a major, major odor like a butterbean fire. Somebody, just pulls some butter beans and then it leaves the worst odor I've ever been to a home with. That's the worst fire there is. Then you might see a couple different things happen just to help try to get rid of that. Because that is probably the hardest one I've ever come across, to get rid of those butter beans. As far as the charcoal, they've got different ones. You can take these pleated filters here. This bucket of charcoal, what it is, just put it into the air scrubber, sprinkle it across it, and then of course that's capturing your odor and actually filtering out the air. But you really don't want to use that if there's a lot of debris up in the air, okay? Because it's going to clog that up, and you're just wasting it, okay? Any questions about any of this stuff? Okay. Right. Well, like I said, go ahead.
Usually you wouldn't use both of those.
Well, what you'll find out, like I said, it depends on how you want to use it. It depends on the fire, what type of fire it is, how much debris is there, and how bad the smell is. Like I said, like take that butterbean fire, I actually had to use both machines with a odor cleanse filter and the machine in that house, in that kitchen. We sealed that kitchen off and just put these 2 units in there just to get rid of it. And it still took about 3 days to really get it to where you couldn't smell anything. It just depends on how complex the fire is. But 90% of the time, like this, carpets, whatever, catching on fire, fireplace, I would have this particular fire to have an air scrubber in there with just filters to help get out all that debris, especially coming from the pine straw. You want to get all that out of there. Okay, and then I would have this sitting probably in the living room there to help me get rid of those odors. Right? First thing I would have did was spray it down to give me a new smell, give that customer that satisfaction that something's being done. Right? Then I would brought my equipment in and start filtering out that area and start getting rid of it. But yeah, anything else?